On the heels of her visit with Coco and Grams, young and restless, Sally has been at yet another crossroads in her life, as she mulls over whether or not to take Victor's lucrative job offer. That led to a falling out with her pal and partner, Chloe, but there's more trouble ahead for one of our favorite redheads. Sally wasn't back in town 5 minutes before she found herself on the receiving end of Victor's offer to come and work full-time and exclusively for Newman Enterprises. Thinking back, she recalled her vow that a Newman would never again sign her paychecks, but then found herself actually considering the pros and cons. That led to a scene with Chloe and Crimson Lights, after which Sally's partner walked out on her, making it clear their professional association would end should the redhead elect to dump their part-time gig, with Chancellor Winters in favor of putting them directly under the thumb of the Black Knight. Of course, the offer was lucrative, but Chloe correctly pinpointed that Sally's motivation for considering the move was, at least in part, to prove herself to her boyfriend Nick's father, who had been utterly opposed to her being a part of his son's lives before she tragically lost her baby. In fact, in trying to get Nick to dump her, Victor went so far as to compile a dossier on Sally's past exploits. But what if Sally has another agenda in wanting to work under the Newman umbrella? One that she hasn't even admitted to herself. Prior to leaving to visit her sister and grandmother, Sally blamed Adam for the death of their premature daughter, Ava, because he had to decide which one of them would live and die as they were wheeled into surgery. She couldn't even stand the sight of her ex-boyfriend, but she's softened since her return, and one might even go so far as to say she's been drawn to Adam. The letter he wrote her bearing his soul before she left seemed to hit differently after her time away, and she even attempted to hold a heart-to-heart with Adam in the park. As young and restless viewers know, this is not an easy thing to do, and he balked. But she let him know that she was there for him if he ever decided he needed to open up about the pain of losing their daughter. Dressed to thrill, some of our favorite Daytime Emmy 2022 looks. So what happens that lands her in a compromising position? Why, she ends up being drawn to Adam again. This time while Nick's out of town on a business trip. As seen in this week's preview, Sally shows up on Adam's doorstep bearing a housewarming gift. He just moved into Lily's old apartment and looking to hang out some more. As is wont to happen on soaps, Nick turns up at Adam's place at the same time. Teasers ensue to hint that when Nick arrives he's already angry and pounds on Adam's door and orders him to open up. Undoubtedly, Nick's spoken to Sharon, who suspects that Adam's up to his old tricks having witnessed his conversation with Audra, and is ready to go around about their future as a team. He's certainly not expecting to go in and find his girlfriend hanging out with his brother, who just happens to be the ex she loathed when he left. While Nick was among the people asking Sally to cut Adam some slack after the sad loss of the baby, seeing them together is going to give him a jolt. Courtney Hope said of Sally's predicament, "It's definitely not a good look for her, and she knows there will be questions to answer. We have to question if this is the beginning of the end for Sally and Nick, who is back in close proximity with his ex, Sharon, who some would call the love of his life, or at least one of them. Might these be the first cracks in the foundation of a relationship that has lasted a lot longer than some fans ever imagined it would, or wanted it to?"